Hi, love. I'm Nervo, and I have really been interested in the hospital mod by Chris Hatch. But one thing about it that kind of does irk me is that there aren't any videos explaining exactly what it does, how it functions, or just showing you gameplay with the hospital mod. Now, there are videos on YouTube with people playing with the hospital mod, but it doesn't really tell you how things are set up or why they've done certain things. So hopefully with my video you get a general overview of how the mod works and kind of a guide if you yourself want to play with this mod. There are various types of hospitals you can have with this mod, and they have kind of different functions. But before I even get into all of that, Nervo, where can I get this mod? And second of all, no, there's no second of all, that's it. Now, if you know anything about Chris Hatch, you know he's an interesting geezer. Because of that, various edits to this mod are being made to clean off his weirdness. There's a specific edit of this mod that gets rid of the strange fetish nurses that he's included. So that edit is Jelly Medusa's edit of the hospital mod, which cleans up a lot of like the pre-existing weirdness and also adds extra functionality as well. So the ambulance, which sets up the hospital in the hospital mod, so it makes a lot of pregnancy and birth mods compatible with the hospital mod, such as like fairy changelings, name the father, that kind of stuff. So the version I have is the one with the great grandparents, last name chooser, and Mr. Tree's baby options. But don't just download the one I have, because that's the version that works for me in my game. If you have different mods, want different things in your game, please do read the full download page and properly like scout out exactly which version of the ambulance you want. Now, one big glaring, I wouldn't say red flag, possibly beige flag, is that both nurses and the doctor are NPC sims, with the doctor sim being an NPC unique sim. Now, an NPC unique sim pretty much just means that he's kind of on the same level as the Grim Reaper. Please be aware that once you download this mod, you need to be absolutely certain that you want functional hospitals in your game. I'm not too sure what will happen if you delete it, but I'm not in the business of experimenting with my game. But my only issue with Medusa's edit of the hospital mod is that it doesn't include everything in the hospital mod. It just includes the cleaned up versions of, you know, the nurse and the ambulance, adding all those extra versions and stuff, but it doesn't include stuff like the gift cars, the staff doors, and just other bits and bobs here and there that really make the hospital mods come alive. So I've included another version of this mod just so you can get all those functional items. Before we get into the different types of hospitals, you need to know how they function. Chris Hatch states this in his OG mod description. You first build your hospital as a community lot. When you place an ambulance, it will rezone the lot to a hospital. You'll get a pop-up the first time you try to place an ambulance asking if you want a mailbox, letterbox for the UK English version. The pop-up lets you know that the lot is going to be rezoned. Pop-up includes a cancel option which cancels the rezoning, just in case you selected an ambulance by mistake and weren't trying to make a hospital. Hospital lots are neither residential or community lots and have traits from both. From neighborhood view, they appear residential and will let you move a family in. Do not move a family in. Sims can't live in a hospital, and the hospital will then not allow Sims to visit. It will be broken. This also means you can't just like visit a hospital like a regular community lot, so you only really have access to this hospital if you have an emergency. So if you want an active medical career, it's not possible with this mod. Now, if you're a CC addict like I am, you might want some new items to furnish up this little hospital of yours. So I've linked down a Pinterest board that I've collated to like various different things and stuff. Some of them are 4:2 conversions, others are like completely custom items for The Sims 2. So I'd like to specifically shout out the Raven on Tapatalk for the cool objects made, and I've used a bunch of them. Nervous over here has fallen really ill trying to deal with all these roaches, and his health, both mental and physical, just aren't improving. So why not visit the hospital and get patched up? So stomping those roaches didn't get him sick, so I'm just going to use the sim manipulator here. Health manipulator, health, get sick, and let's give him the flu. Oh my god, Nervous. Cersei's not even bothered, she's just going to work. Again! Oh, the world is not being kind to you, Nervous. And there we go, hospital. Now, when I was testing, sometimes hospital wouldn't come up. It would just say like fire station twice or police station twice. As long as it has this icon here, that's the hospital. We have a bed ready for you, nervous. A taxi is on the way to pick you up. How swag. Rod humble, piss off. Yeah, baby, I know. Even if you have a car on your lot, you yourself can't go to the hospital. Has to be through this taxi. Off we pop. Now, here's the hospital lot that I've built. Here are the beds. I've got, just a general wing here for general illness. And then here is my maternity wing. So now at the very front here is a gift shop. Now in the full hospital mod, there does come a gift shop. Now, there's something called like a baby bonus, a birth bonus. I'll explain it a bit more when we have our pregnant sim come here and give birth. Now, before we properly get into the hospital mods and how this all functions, let me show you what you can do with ambulance here. Now, there's lots of options and there's less options. Lots of options you can have set up. That just sets it up as a general hospital. General hospital just pretty much means that if your sim is sick, they can come here and do all sorts. Now, this, if you see maternity hospital, that means it's currently set as general hospital. If you see no children, no teens, no adults, etc., that means children, teens, and adults and elders are allowed on the lot. I had a bit of trouble. Set by object, I don't know what that means. I haven't messed around with that. If you know what that means, please let me know, but I don't know what that means, so I usually just keep it as that. Be a book, that just changes the ambulance. So if for whatever reason you don't want this ambulance to be an ambulance, lot options, be a book, and it's just a small little book that you can use to clutter up. Now, me, obviously, I want it to be an ambulance, so it says don't dress visitors here. So that means right now currently it has dress visitors on. So that just means that visitors will come in their everyday wear. Now, if you have it on dress visitors, then it'll change visitors to their pajamas. So if you want people to be in hospital gowns, just change your townies to have their pajama item as gowns, because cool functionality is, we'll see it soon, but townies will come in and just start being background. So yes, townies will come in, not playables, triplets and quads. Now you can set it as random only, or you can set it as asking you with the dialogue option. So this means that the dialogue option will come up and I can choose between having triplets or quads or having normal or regular, whatever. No NPCs as employees. I forget what that is. Allow NPCs as employees. I'm going to set that as no for now. Now, nurse options. Nurse A, you can either have 2 12-hour shifts or 3 shifts that are 8 hours. All this means is that more nurses will be spawned in, so I just have this both sets as 2 shifts. Plus, I work in healthcare, and in healthcare, we work 12-hour shifts, so the 2 shifts is the most realistic option. He's sick with the flu, oh no. So here are our 2 nurses. Now we have Jelly Medusa's edit, so the 2 nurses just look like regular sims. Here's nurse number 1, pretty. Here's nurse number 2, also pretty. Now let's actually get Nervous into the lot. Now, some interesting things, because Nervous is obviously going to be here. I need to tell you exactly how townies function. So if you have some townies in your game, they can come in as patients for the hospital, which is brilliant. But there is one specific item you need to ensure that patients stay in certain rooms. You need this vase right here. It comes in the game, and this just makes it so that townies, when they spawn in, they will go into this room and lie in bed and get checked by the doctor or whatever. So all these 3 rooms have these blood vase things here. This room doesn't, so the townies will not come into this room because it doesn't have the vase. Meanwhile, they'll go into the other 3 rooms because it has the vase here. The hospital's visiting hours have begun, so people that Nervous is close with, his mother, his niece, all that kind of stuff, can come over and just visit him and give him gifts and stuff. See, look, there's Olive already visiting, and there's Loki. Surprising, Loki's visiting him. I'm as shocked as you are. Now, while you're on a hospital lot, here are some important things that you may need to know. On the hospital lot, sicknesses and illnesses are no longer contagious. So even though, yes, Nervous right now has the flu, if he talks to Olive or Loki, they won't receive, or they won't catch the flu off of him, or catch the cold, or catch pneumonia, because he's on the hospital lot. Not only just that, but when they are on the hospital lot, they heal up a lot more quicker. Another functionality I forgot to mention is that same-sex townies, so if you have a male townie and a female townie, will go to different rooms. So I think we'll see soon Abhijit and Crystal Vu will go into separate rooms because Crystal is a woman, Abhijit is a man. They'll just separate themselves. There's Crystal. Yeah, see, Abhijit went to a different room than Crystal. Oh, what? There's a glitch in this mod that I don't necessarily understand where randomly Sims will just become pregnant. They're not actually pregnant. Like, there's no bother to the child. Like, nothing is actually happening, but they'll play that animation and become pregnant. Oh, diva. One item I forgot to put in Nervous's area here is this heart rate monitor. Now, what this heart rate monitor does is it allows you to see how healthy your sim is, but you can't just see it yourself, apparently. Yeah, you need the doctor on the lot for you to be able to check how healthy your sim is. So we're just gonna have to wait until the doctor's here. But yeah, the nurses are completely selectable. You can play with them and do whatever, and they'll just go around cleaning things up. It's time for all visitors to leave. Oh man, what? That was so quick. Okay, so it's either you're the doctor who comes in and checks up on you, or you're one of the nurses and you can diagnose a patient and it'll just show you how sick or the percentage of illness that they have. Now, Nervous healed up really quickly. You can see here Nervous can't click on it. Well, the nurses can because they're the nurse NPCs. So they've diagnosed him and Nervous is A-okay. Allow NPCs as employees. So NPCs, I thought that meant like, I don't know, random shit, but allow NPCs as employees pretty much makes it so if you have a sim in the medicine career, they'll come in and they'll act as like another nurse, but you can't actually play as them, which is why they're technically, the mod sees them as NPCs. I got a bit confused, my apologies, but if you have a kitchen area and you want to cook food for your sim, someone in the culinary career, in like a playable sim in the culinary career, can be spawned into the hospital and cook for the patients, which is really cool. Playable sim in the law enforcement career will kind of just as security and check the windows and check in between each room and just see if things are okay. When I play as the pregnant sim in the next, little showcase, you'll see that functionality. My bad, y'all. My bad. As of right now, let's just call the taxi. Who cares about the fucking garden club? Yeah, you can see here it just acts as a residential lot. You're not going to be staying here for too long for that to be an issue. They'll piss off. One thing I do need to say as well before I forget is that if you are like me and do have the community lot project, hospital mod is not compatible with that. So as you can see, it's 9 a.m. Nervous left at like 9 a.m. and he spent a good couple hours there. He's going to come right back. So it kind of acts like the OG Sims 2 time system. So if for whatever reason that irritates you, you can just delete Nervous. Just delete Nervous and then spawn him back into the lot once his hospital stay is over. Or yeah, the community lot project and the hospital mod are not compatible as far as I know. Pascalia has been waiting for his extraterrestrial type to be born and wants to ensure they get here safely. You think it's time to put his worries to rest and call up the hospital for an extended visit. You might be wondering a lot of things, and one of the things that you're wondering is why this? First of all, to get into the maternity hospital, you need to be in your 3rd trimester of pregnancy. But, however, you can't be more than 70 hours pregnant because the game just won't let you do that. So make sure you call the hospital emergency line before then. After that, I explained that if you have multiple Sims in one household that are in their 3rd trimester of pregnancy, they can both go give birth together. Same with sick Sims. If multiple Sims are sick on the lot, they'll both go and go to the hospital. But I wanted to showcase it in this because when we were playing as Nervous, the hospital lot was set as a general hospital. We can actually now change it to a maternity hospital. So we press that and it says general hospital here. It is a maternity hospital now. So you can add pregnant townies. This will just create a new townie to just be pregnant and walk around pregnantly, and they're not actually pregnant and no one's actually the father and they won't ever give birth, but you just have the pregnant model and the pregnant mesh. All this is the exact same. You can have diagnosed patients, but yeah, because no one is sick, nothing's going to come up. It won't tell you when they're going to give birth, the diagnosed patient thing. But yeah, as you can see right here, it says pregnancy options. So if we go pregnancy options, you can speed up the pregnancy if you want them to just give birth, like right now, we can pause the pregnancy for whatever reason. We'll just have them wait until visiting hours. So visiting hours in the hospital are 9 to 5. So because it's 8 a.m. right now, people aren't going to visit. Oh, there's the doctor. Vidkins and baby are doing fine. He came quite snappy, and Pascal and baby are doing fine. So in the OG hospital mod, it says mother and baby, I'm pretty sure. So this just makes it a bit more gender neutral because, you know, Vidkins and Pascal are not women and they're not mothers, they're fathers. Visiting hours should be right now, right? But look, here is our employee for the gift shop. So this just acts like normal, and then you can buy a gift for Pascal and everyone else. And because we have the NPCs that can come onto the lot, you see that Cersei is acting as another one of the nurses here, and she's just walking around. Here you can see she's, you know, cleaning up and just pretty much acting as another nurse, which is really cool. Oh, visiting hours are open, or have begun even. Yeah, the nurse is always buying your sim gifts, which is cute at first but gets a bit annoying. It's a lot. What is going on? The nurse gave him a wobbly wabbit head, and then as you can see, the Curious Sisters have come to visit the brother, ? Oh, he's so tired. Okay, let's get you to sleep. Who's this gift for? Oh, it's for Vidkins. Why are so many people giving Vidkins a gift and not to other people? Not Pascal, even. Yeah, the nurses get very annoying with the amount of admiring that they do. I guess this will make it so Pascal is a control. So I'm going to have Pascal not receive any gifts, and then Vidkin receive a lot of gifts, and see how things change. Hello, it's Nerva once again, just hopping back in to explain the baby bonus. Now, I don't think I forgot to explain it properly, but the baby bonus, how it works is everyone gets a base rate of money that they receive for giving birth to a child. The more children you have, I think the more money that you receive. If you get lots of gifts while you're staying at the hospital, your baby bonus increases. So Vidkund would earn a lot more money than Pascal because Vidkund, you know, got given more gifts than Pascal did. Hopefully that covers everything. It's time for all the visitors to leave. I thought it was 9 to 5. That's what it says in the mod description, if I can remember correctly. Yeah, the hospital does seem a bit empty as of right now because there's no pregnant townie, so let's add a pregnant townie. Mora has been added to Bob's place, and Mora is going to come onto the lot wherever she is. Where the hell is Mora? Come on, Diva. We're waiting for you. Oh, he's real hungry. Yeah, this will just happen. There's Mora! Yay! You know, waddling, doing all sorts, but she won't actually give birth. I'm pretty sure if I make her selectable now, see, she's not actually pregnant because this room has the bud vase where she's just going to be sleeping. But I think as of right now, I'm just going to accelerate their pregnancies. One very important thing that I would like to say before you have a maternity hospital is you need these birthing lights. It'll just be, for some reason, in electronics, miscellaneous, but there'll be some square lights. I won't say birthing lights, but it is a birthing light. And pretty much what that means is if your sim, let's say Pascal is eating in the cafeteria and suddenly he goes into labor, he will run all the way to the birthing light and they'll kind of just go to the one closest to them. So in fact, let's just have one so he doesn't get confused. Who the hell is this? General Buzz? Why is he visiting? Is he just a walk by? Okay. When are they gonna give birth? Come on, guys. No pressure, but... Oh, okay. He's just gonna calmly walk here and give birth and be in labor. Why is she screaming? As I have the triplets and quads mod, it has this little pop-up. There's a new family member on the way. How swag. Oh, now Vidkin's just gonna give birth. Oh, crikey. Here's another pop-up that happens. So let's say that you have a very poor sim who just cannot afford to have a child, and so you just want to adopt them out somewhere. Let's say you have a playable orphanage like I do in my strange town, and you're just going to give the kid out immediately. You can adopt them to a family. You can adopt to orphanage, and they'll just put them in the adoption pool in the OG Maxis stops. If not, you can keep them. Now, if you have twins, they will both go to the same family. Same with triplets, same with quads. So you can't have the separated at birth thing. They will both go to the same family. So can this lady go away? Baby boy, Niels. Let's adopt him out to a family. Jenny, let's give it off to her. Why is he obsessed? What's going on with him? Wow, put Psycho for adoption. I think because I took too long, it automatically put him up for adoption. That's crazy. That's interesting. If you don't choose, I guess it just chooses for you, right? You do get this custom memory that you can choose to have in your game or not that says was admitted to hospital. Now, if I just leave this lot right now, first of all, it says save that doesn't do anything. If you leave the lot and try and re-enter into the Curious family, nothing will happen. So you need to play fully and then go back to the Curious lot. But I'm just gonna exit without saving so that kids aren't born. So hopefully my video has been insightful, informative, and maybe possibly you'd want to give this mod a try. Now obviously with the NPCs added into the game, it scares off a lot of people. It scared me off for quite a while actually, and because there's no videos out there properly explaining what the mod does, I didn't want to put it in my game whatsoever. But hopefully I've showed you that it's really fun and it's really interesting to put into your game, and maybe you want to. If you do, tag me on Tumblr and let me see your gameplay. I'd love to see it. I'd reblog, all that fun stuff. Talking about Tumblr, follow me on Tumblr. That would be so nice of you. Now, this isn't the end all and be all of the hospital mod. This is just the stuff that I've tested out. Maybe there's a lot more to this mod that I haven't figured out. So if there is, please do let me know. Please do inform me in the comments, in my DMs, all that kind of stuff. But if you've liked this video, let me know. I mean, you're here, right? So you must have liked it. You must have liked it, right? And if there are other mods you'd like to see me cover or review, give me a shout and I'll do what I can. As always, it's been a pleasure. Ta-ra for now.